Hello. In this scenario, we're going to show how to connect Apache Kafka to integrate and stream data directly into Insider's CDP. Within the Put It Forward Platform Manager, you see a number of different integration and process scenarios that are running. We're going to drop down into the Kafka Insider integration and take a look at how it's configured. Stepping into the process designer, we can see how a progressive integration and process flow is set up in between Kafka and Insider. What this allows us to do is continuously update at the object level at different process level points between Kafka and Insider or other applications. This one's a fairly simple one. It's set up with primary integration and then kind of two follow-on steps to keep the record inside of Insider continuously updated as new data is made available inside of Kafka. First step here is really just creating and updating the user attributes inside of Insider. And then as information changes inside Kafka, it's immediately reflected inside of the Insider environment. So let's step down into this environment here. Let's click on the designer and we'll move into the configuration of the first step. On the left-hand side here, you will see all direct data mapping in between the source and destination fields. On the right-hand side here is the permission, validation, different checks that are happening at the record level, and we'll spend a little time looking at both of these. You'll notice on the left-hand side here, there is a data mapping that is already set up. If you were to come in here and say that it wasn't set up and you were starting from scratch, you would start with clicking the link option here, and this would give you the available fields to map. So you would just select country and map country to country, city to city, etc. You'll notice that there are some additional manipulations and transformations on these fields already. This is done by essentially applying a function or a transformation piece of logic to that particular field. In this case here, you click on the drop-down list that gives you the menu of available different manipulations and transformations that you can add to it. So for example, if you wanted to add a timestamp to the field, you can do so, or if you wanted to put some conditional, or Boolean logic on it, if this, then that types of functions, you can apply that uh, to the field level inside of the record. On the right-hand side here, you'll see conditional logic that is applied to the object or the record as it's moving through the integration. In this case here, we're using a switch function. Switch functions allow you to do if, this, then, and, or, at types of functions. In this case here, it's an unknown root. If it's equal to a yes permission, then do something within true case. You can also apply other functions to this here. In this case here, again, it's the same transformation library that you have access to. If you wanted to put other types of functions in here, you certainly can for if this and else, or how to deal with it if it's empty, or what other values may be. This allows you to put some constraints around what data is actually being flown into Insider, and ensure that the right information is going in and the records are being updated in a way that you see fit to. So you have quite a bit of capability around being able to control what goes in to Insider as well. Additionally, if you so choose, you can add a lookup or another transformation piece of logic, and the lookup could be going into another data service within Put It Forward or another system, etc. This allows you to do things like validate additional data or bounce data off of other systems to enrich it, et cetera, and add that to the actual integration flow as well. So that gets us to the point where we have an integration set up. There are also other ones in the subordinate parts here where they're more forward data mappings, where it's just end to end and moving data back in and out. Again, there's some transformation logic or some lookup values that are associated with the fields. You're really not limited to any of this. Going back into the process designer here, if you wanted to add, say, other process steps to it, it's very quick. You just add a child or move things around and link them to other, types of functions. This allows you to work with stage environments and production environments in parallel to one another. It allows you to link it to other applications in this case here. And if we were to go back and link it to an internal data object inside Put It Forward, you certainly can. That's outside the scope of this particular conversation here today. But again, it helps you illustrate how to move quickly and powerfully in between these two different platforms and have data flowing back and forth, et cetera. This one I am going to delete off of here for the purposes of keeping everything clean and having a nice, well-functioning demo environment. Additionally, you can see everything that moves through this particular environment at any one moment in time. This gives you the ability to QA the data and validate data as it's moving in. You can see some other integrations that are running in between Insider right here and data as it's flowing into in and out of the environment. If there's an error, it gets expressed with a red dot. Often that's an exception, like there's an incomplete record or there's been something that violated transformation. Greens mean the data flew into the environment without any issues. Of course, you can always track the performance of statistics of the connectors as they're flowing and kind of what's going on and how many are moving through there and what rate. This gives you visibility not only into what's going on inside of the connectors, but also the performance level and so on. So if there's ever an issue, you can trace all the way back up to the source where the issue occurred or where there's potential opportunity for dealing with performance bottlenecks, et cetera, if you so choose to. Thank you for your time and attention today. If you have any more questions about integrating stream data or data from Kafka directly into Insider, please don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Put It Forward.